Hello Crafty Budgeters, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Brittany. On this channel we are working to craft a budget and a lifestyle to become debt free. Y'all, are you ready? Today we are going to be setting up our budget for the first paycheck of March. I promised y'all that March I was going to get back into the swing of things and make sure that I do my check-ins, I do my budget setups, and today I'm making that happen. Now, you're probably thinking, like, Brittany, your voice still sounds bad. And it does. Like, what in the world? It was coming back and now it's leaving again. But you will hear throughout the video that it'll go in and out. It is what it is. Sorry, y'all. Actually, don't feel too bad. Actually, my throat, I don't know what it is too. My throat I thought was getting better and now, like, get it together, come on. Like, weather, I just don't know what else to do, but everybody else in the family is fine. It's just my throat sounds like a mess. But anyway, if this is your first time watching one of my videos, hello there. My name is Brittany. I am working to get our family out of our $175,000 worth of debt that we started with in 2020. And on this channel, I do weekly check-ins, weekly budget with me's, weekly cash stuffings, and debt updates to really just take you along for the ride with me. So today, like I said, we will be checking in. Well, actually, we won't be doing a check-in because we won't start our check-ins until next week, but we'll be setting up our budget for this week. The way that we do our weeks is from the Friday that we get paid until the Thursday. And then the next week will be the next Friday to Thursday. The way that I determine what week is a part of the month, if I get paid on that Friday in the month, that means that I am accounting it for that paycheck. So even though the beginning of, well, no, actually this time is it. But let's, for example, say the beginning of the month started on, I guess it did. The beginning of the month started on the last technical week of February because the last week started on Sunday, but the last paycheck was the Friday before, and that is why we don't start tracking for the month that we are currently in until that first paycheck of the month. Hopefully that made sense, but again, whatever paycheck falls within the month, that is how we determine the 1 through 4 or even 5 if it's a golden month paychecks for each month. I gotta give a shout out to my sticker spread. You know, this is the first time that I have done any types of sticker spreads in my workbook. My girl Brianna from Breezy Budget Shops created awesome spreads for the Elevated Life Co. Workbook Duo. If you're interested in the duo that I will be showing, it is linked down below. You will get all of the information in the description. But y'all, let's jump right into it. So what I typically do is I first like to see what I bought or purchased for the week leading up to that paycheck. Since I'm not doing a check-in because I will be checking in for the paycheck from the last paycheck in February, so I won't be doing a paycheck for this week, but next week you'll see me do a paycheck check-in from the Friday, starting this Friday the 4th all the way until Thursday the 10th, and I will use these expense trackers and highlight the expense trackers in my category colors for grocery, eating out, personal, gas, and miscellaneous on the actual sticker. So you see for Wednesday the 2nd, we went and got gas. Y'all, let's not even talk about gas. And so you see there is a red little dot right here to indicate gas. I'll probably highlight the whole thing eventually, but this is the first time doing it, so I just wanted to see what it looked like. We'll see what I do for next week. So let's kick off. This is our starting budget for the month. So this is what we are planning for the month. This is our goal. Hopefully we stay within budget. But at the end of the month, we'll check in to see how we did. But now we are going to be setting up our, oh, this is cool. Our comfort zones are lovely places, but nothing ever grows there. Y'all, step out of your comfort zone. It'll be worth it. It will be worth it. So what we're going to do is set up our paycheck budget, and then also I got requests from you that you want to see my paycheck denomination breakdown. I'll set that up over here as well. so let's start talking through our paycheck setup. The first thing we start to look at is our starting balance. So our starting balance, our family doesn't share our tithes, mortgage, on our salaries. Those are just things that we like to keep private. After all of that is accounted for each week, because I break it out into the weeks throughout the month, I have $1,871.03 remaining. The next thing that I look at is our fixed expenses and variable expenses. Fixed expenses are the expenses that come every month. If you don't pay, someone's calling you, someone's knocking on your door, something's getting shut off. It's those routine monthly bills that are fixed. The only fixed expense that I have for this week is daycare, and that's $32. I wish. $312. And so I take the $1,871.03 from the $312, and that gives me $1,559.03. Now I quickly just want to show you, hold on, let me go out a little bit, how I got those numbers. So basically I look at where I have the stickers that indicate my fixed expenses, and right now I don't have the daycare on here. I probably should. It would be every Monday. It comes out every Monday. But for this week, since our paycheck week is from the 4th until the 10th, the only bill that I have is that daycare. Now for next week, when I start from the 11th through the 17th, I'm going to have 6 different expenses that are going to come up in that fixed expense section. Hopefully that makes sense. The next thing that we look at is then, hold on, let me make it straight. It's not going to be straight because I think it's just the way the book's laid out. It's straight enough. So the next thing that we look at is our variable expenses. Our variable expenses are those expenses that I track. Typically, I have gone over in other months, so I like to see where we are standing with those areas, and then it helps me to figure out, do I need to shift, change, or do anything different? And you will see that I've actually done that already. So for groceries, I typically only give about 125, but because the grocery food prices are just crazy right now, I wanted to give myself a little bit of buffer. I don't know if we're really going to need $150, but just in case, I thought I would, again, give myself a little buffer. The last month we went to BJ's and did all of our bulk shopping for our household supplies, so we don't need that. But eating out's getting the standard $50. Gas. Now gas normally only gets $100, but because gas prices are just crazy right now, it literally went from $3.80 something, maybe 86, 89 one day, and then the next day it was at $400. That's what it feels like. It was at $4.19. How in a day does it go up that much? But your girl is you know what? I gotta make a plan so that way I don't go over. And so I put $150 for gas right here. And my husband and I have about a half a tank right now, so I don't know if I'm really going to need that much. My husband has his car. We do have a long commute for both of us to get to work there and back, so we'll see. Personal is getting $75. Miscellaneous is getting $30, and I split this between my husband and I. Bills, I'm not putting anything to it because for some reason I still had money in my bill account. Hopefully I paid everything. I did. I double checked. So I must have just added last month. And then buffer, I don't need anything because I still have the $100 in my checking account for just random expenses that come out. So we're good with that. So all of that equals $455. And then you take that from the remaining fixed expense, and that's $1,104.03. So now, coming down here, what am I going to do with the rest of this money? Our goal and priority is always paying off debt, as well as our emergency fund, $5,000 in an emergency fund, and $5,000 in a 1 month ahead fund that I want to have done by August. Now, y'all, I don't know if it's going to happen. Actually, is it June? I said June. I don't know. I'm a little nervous. I don't know if it's going to happen, but we're still going to be very intentional. So Debt Snowball is getting $500. Our Debt Snowball standard is $1,800. Our emergency fund is $400. And so you'll see how I split that up for our 100 envelope challenge. 0 out challenge is $75.03. Health is Wealth is $6. Weather when I looked at the weather for March 1st, it was 51 degrees out, so I'm putting $51 in the account. It does look like it's a 7, but it's actually 51. And then Sinking Funds is getting $72. Now, Sinking Funds has only been getting $15 per week, so the beginning of the month, I usually put a little bit more in there just because I know I probably won't be putting that much in the rest of the month. But that does mean that we'll be self-fed a little Monday this week. So that is the breakdown for the paycheck 1 of March. So then now I want to show you what does that mean when I do my paycheck denomination breakdown. I haven't done this with you, so I thought it'd be cool to do it together. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to write down all of the categories, and then I'll come in and actually do the cash breakdown with you. Okay, so I wrote down all of the categories and how much money I want to take out in cash. And then I just quickly want to show you what I use. Let me see if I can put it all into the screen. Okay, so I use a Excel spreadsheet either on my computer or on my phone. Most of the time, to be honest with you, when I do my budget setups, it is early in the morning. Sometimes it's like 1 a.m. in the morning. Today I woke up around, my son woke up around like 6:45, and while he went back in his room, I just did it. Your girl was tired last night, so it didn't really work out. But I pretty much set up the whole budget, and then I use this kind of a online version of what this is, and that's how I break everything out. It does the math for you. I already have the formula set up, so I know how much at the bottom it all adds up to. It all adds up to the right amount that I want to take out, and I just wanted to show you kind of what that looked like. So that's what I'm going to be using because I've already done the numbers, especially for the savings challenge one. There are a lot of different envelopes that I'm filling out this week, and so I needed to figure out what exact number denominations I needed to take out for each one. So we are going to get started setting it up. So for groceries, I have my phone to the side, so if you see it in the frame, it is what it is. So for groceries, it's getting $150. So it's going to get a $100 bill, a 20, 2 10s, and 2 5s. Eating out is getting $50, so it's only going to get a $50 bill. Personal is getting $25, so it's going to get a 20 and 1 5. And so I pretty much write how many of each denomination I need. So I know I need 2 5s, 2 10s, 1 20, and $100 bill, 150, 120, one. So I just wanted to explain that. Gas is getting $150, so it's just going to get a $100 and a $50 bill. Miscellaneous is getting $15, and that is going to be getting a 10 and 5 ones. Now, I do want to let you know that you will notice that the personal and miscellaneous numbers aren't the $75 and $35. Like I said, I split that up between my husband and I. So my husband is getting $50 of the personal, I'm getting $25, and we both split the $15 for the miscellaneous. My husband doesn't use any cash. Mr. Crafty Budgeter can't deal with that. Totally fine. So I just send money to his own personal account, and he does what he wishes. Like, I don't care what he does. That's like for me too. I take that money out. You don't have to ask. All right. Debt is $500, so it's going to get 5 $100 bills. Emergency fund. So emergency fund is another one that is getting broken down a little bit differently because of envelopes. So it's going to get 4 50s. It's going to get 6 20s. It's going to get 5 10s. It's going to get 3 5s and 15 ones. Now, y'all have to come watch my video tomorrow, the cash stuffing video, to see how it all works up, like how it all adds up with the different denominations that I have set out. Same thing for the savings challenges. So the savings challenges is going to get 2 50s. It's going to get a 20, 2 5s, and 2 1s. Okay, the Crafty Budgeter is 1. So then the rest is pretty much easy. It's pretty much, I just look to see what it is and it just gets that standard amount. So 10 for blessing. So 10, $dollar. Christmas is getting a $5 bill. So it's going to get $5, $5, 10, 1, 5, 10, 5, and 2 ones. Okay, so then what I do now is I calculate how many of each denomination I need, because then that'll help me put, can't even see it, then I'll calculate how much each denomination needs, because that will be the number that I take to the teller. So then I need 29 dollar bills. I need 13 5s. I need 12 10s. I need 9 20s. I need 8 50s. And I need 7 $100 bills. And then I just add it up at the bottom down here. So that's $29. It's really hard to write like at the end. So this is $65. So I would do 13 times 5 gives you the 65. I do 12 times 10 gives you 120. I do 9 times 20 gives you 180. 50 times 8 gives you 400. And 7 times 100 gives you 700. And then, I know y'all like this calculator, if I can find where it's at. Alright, so now let's add this up to make sure it equals the $1,494. So, 700 plus 400 plus 180 plus 120 plus 65 plus 29. 1,494. And then when I go to the bank, I will just cut out one of my teller slips, and that is what I'll put. I'll put the quantity, how many I need, the amount, the total amount, and then that's what I hand to the teller at the bank. And that's it. That is how I set up the budget for this paycheck. And then all of this is what we use to do our cash stuffing on Sunday. The cash stuffings are really fun and exciting, but like I always say, this is the foundation of how we get to that point. And so I'm really happy that I can share this process with you. Now, at the end of the week, we'll be doing our weekly check-in right here and seeing where we end up with. So y'all, that is it. That is our setup. If you thought this was helpful, if you enjoyed this video, make sure that you like and comment. If you are not subscribed to the Crafty Budgeter fam, what are you waiting on? Hit that subscribe button. We have fun over here. Make sure that you join me tomorrow for Cash Stuffing Sunday. Have a great rest of your day. See ya. Bye-bye.